Hi friends, I know it's been a while since we've had the chance to get together. This summer ended up, some things happen. This summer, my stepfather ended up getting really sick, and he was sick for most of the summer, and then he passed away at the end of it. I posted another video. I'll throw a link to it here. I posted that video a little while ago, just kind of my thoughts about COVID. And after my stepfather passed away, it sort of cemented those ideas in my head about the fact that I don't want to work my bag off for 8 hours a day for chump change. And you never know when I'm not going to be here to appreciate any of the hard work that I put in, or any of the time that I've lost. There was a really shitty experience that had a big lesson in it while my stepfather was slowly passing away. At one point, he was surrounded by family and friends in the living room, and when I was walking through the kitchen, I could see him, and sort of our eyes met between the sea of people between him and I, and he was laying on his side. He looked right at me and he said, "I never thought it would end like this." And I had to take my leave from the room at that moment. But that's been resonating with me, is that I don't think anyone thinks it's going to end the way it does. So I'm going to make the most of my time here, hanging out with my mom, building cool shit, having fun, telling jokes. So it's been a long, shitty summer, but we're about ready to get back after it. So sorry about the hiatus. We're back. And cue the scene where the logs come in. I've already thrown some of the scraps of the poplar that we've previously milled in there temporarily. This is behind an old barn that my mom had a horse in when I was a kid. Oh, look at that. There's some of the old electrical fence still lying around. But some of these buildings are in a little bit of a state of disrepair. So I'm going to kick the sawmill into full gear, and we're going to take care of some renovations around here, like this barn. And behind the garage there's an old woodshed. It's a similar structure. They just need a little TLC, replace a few components here and there, they'll be good to go. Now these things have been in the ground, or on the ground, for 25 years. If I spend a couple afternoons milling some more lumber and they last another 25, I'll be content with that. Well, a little out of practice. Haven't been up to too much for the last little bit. So all that's really left to do is throw in the AirPods, turn on Joe Rogan. Let's make some sawdust. wasn't that fun. The sawmill is it's over there. It's not like super far away, but it is kind of far away. And that led me to thinking, hey Alex, why not just bring the sawmill closer to the wood? Which I can do. We have a chainsaw mill that I have back at Mom's cabin, and the band mill over there. That's a good idea. Why don't we put them head to head? Let's have a little versus episode here, just to kick off the fact that I'm finally gonna get off my butt and start making videos again. Let's do a chainsaw mill versus bandsaw mill. Both of them are made by the same manufacturer. Chainsaw mill versus bandsaw mill. Coming right up. All right, so I just cut this log and I put the one sawmill right here beside the pile because I'm lazy. Now the other sawmill in this challenge is right over there. It's not too far away, but I'm not moving it any closer. Also because I'm lazy. Friends, this is the J100 portable chainsaw mill. I've got it mounted to a homemade timber frame structure which keeps it stable and square. I have found that it pairs well with fish, poultry, and of course this Stihl 400. This particular chainsaw has been modified. There's an adapter clip on it mounted directly to the bar. This just slides into the rail guide that I totally obscured from the shot by standing in front of. Now the point of today's video is not going to be whether or not a chainsaw mill is better or faster or even comparable to a bandsaw mill. The idea is just to see how much slower is it, and is it worth the extra money to buy a bandsaw mill. I don't believe that you can even get the J200 anymore, but there are some cheaper entry-level bandsaw mills that are out there and available. I think they usually start around $3 grand to get into a new one, whereas this chainsaw mill is half the price. So the chainsaw mill, and this is a fancy one. I've played around with Alaskan mills, I've played around with the Haddon lumber maker, those beam attachments, and they all work to some degree or another. Maybe one day I'll do a video where I showcase each one and just time it roughly the same size log, see how much faster it is. But the reality is, no matter how you look at it, the chainsaw will always be slower than the band mill. However, the band mill costs a lot more, and chainsaw mills kind of come apart easier. Like, I could pull this thing apart, take this off, this breaks in half, the legs come off, you could pack this away. So it's not like super portable. It's not as portable as, say, an Alaskan mill, but I think it does a way better job. And if you've ever set up an Alaskan mill, you know what a pain in the ass it is. You gotta set your guides right if there's any sort of warp in whatever board or whatever you happen to be using. So I thought, if I'm gonna go with the chainsaw mill because I wanna make it slightly portable, maybe I could throw it in the back of the truck. This is it. The bandsaw mill over there, not so much. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, so with that being said, this is a sawmill versus sawmill, but not the way you think. I'm not expecting the chainsaw mill to perform anywhere near the way the bandsaw mill does. I just want to show you how each one works, and you can decide for yourself if it's worth the extra, what, 1,500 bucks plus the lack of portability, if you can call it that. It's up to you. I'm going to cut the larger diameter butt on the chainsaw mill because the chainsaw mill is not going to be faster anyway, but I just want to show you what it can cut and roughly how fast it goes, what kind of results you can expect from it. So without any further ado, sawmill versus sawmill. Let's get to it. Maybe I'll throw in a couple of superfluous drone shots, just because. Okay, I got it all set up, Mom. I'm going to, I'll run this mill and then you can run the other mill.
Yeah.
And it should only take about a couple hours.
I gotta brush the hair off the dog before I take her to my friends for our seafood dinner.
Oh. So what you're saying is...
I'm going to be AWOL.
Okay. that's gonna...
I think you can handle it without me though.
I don't know, I haven't really ever done much without you. I'm kind of a
Well-
mama's boy, I don't know if you noticed.
I don't think you're that at all. No, not at all.
All right, so yeah, I was just, I just finished explaining sort of what's going on, and I was about to gas up the saw, and then I figured, you're probably standing off the frame. So come on over here, so everyone can see you. Maybe jump up on here,
Why?
so then they can see you.
Don't
Oh
be
no, I'm
doing
serious.
that
Look
to
at the
me.
angle of the camera. They might not be able to see over this.
Come on.
Come on up here. It's safe. Trust me. Trust me. There you
You
go.
are such a brat.
There you
Now
go.
I'm taller than you are.
All right, Mom, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
I mentioned earlier why we were gone for the summer, so we're back now.
Yep.
And we're going to start plugging away at videos and making content and making more junk.
We have lots of work, lots of projects planned,
Lots of projects planned.
and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But all right, well, if you got plans to go somewhere, so
Yeah.
why don't you take care of the dog and maybe not get full of sawdust before you take off to
I
your
know.
friend's house?
Otherwise-
Are those the fancy dining shoes and pants you're wearing tonight, or?
No.
I see. What's you're like halfway committed.
I,
The top half is ready to go, and the bottom
No.
half wants to stay and play.
No. I would have liked to have helped you. I had good plans. I mean,
Yeah,
I
best
did,
intentions. Yeah, I
yeah,
get it.
best intentions, and I had to go to the dump before it closed. So.
That's true. That's true.
And now I got to brush the dog. She's full of dog hair, and I can't have her.
Can't
pretty
have her in the
dog
new rocket.
In my new rocket, yeah.
Should I show a clip of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Mom. Point at the camera and say, "Cue that clip
Oh.
now."
Cue that clip now.
Should I make like a sound or something
Sure,
like that when you do?
go for it.
Okay. There'll be a. Do it again. Try it one more time.
Not like putting me
What?
on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Cue that clip now. Setting up my OnStar.
I don't know if they could hear that. Maybe I'll use a louder one.
No, that's enough. I gotta go. Bye.
All right. See you later, Mom. Have
Okay.
fun.
Love you.
Love you too. I'll see you
Keep
later.
out of trouble, eh?
Yeah. Always. These adjustable log dogs that come with the mill allow you to determine how much of a bite you want. I better switch camera angles and show you this. Here on the back side of this log, you can see that the log dog is pretty much at its maximum extension. Well, this is a pain in the ass trying to film with two things at the same time while holding something. I need two more hands. Sure wish I had a partner to film stuff with. That would make it a lot easier. Like I said, I've got these attachments here on the ends of the log dogs. One of them is longer and the other one is shorter. That allows you to determine how much of a bite you want to get into the log, and also sometimes the shapes of the logs determine that which one you should use. For example, with this one I'm going to use the shorter bite, the shorter tooth. Back to camera number 2 over here. You can see that I'm going to use the smaller tooth down. That might allow me to set this thing up, knock it into place, and then tighten it so that the log can't spin. So both of my cut guides are set to 10 inches. Switch that over into time lapse. We'll see how long it takes to mill one. And in this corner, we have the J200, the slightly older, slightly larger, slightly faster. Oh, look at that, it is a Honda. I was gonna say it's just some random lawnmower engine on it, but it comes with a Honda, so you know it's good. This is the Jobber J200 bandsaw mill. It is also in need of some oil and grease because That's just how I roll. Sorry, I'm breathing heavy. It's hard to breathe through these masks. I don't know if any of you have had to wear a mask for any length of time recently. Well, there you have it, friends. The chainsaw mill takes twice as long, and that's why it's twice as much fun. Some of you might be asking why. Why, Alex? Why would you put the shadow of you holding a selfie stick in this video? What is your level of unprofessionalism? Is there any professionalism at all? Probably not. Not with, look at, there it is again. Jeez. And for those of you wondering, why would I even bother running that chainsaw mill when this mill is twice as fast? And the truth is that sometimes the chainsaw mill is just fun, and for the most part, and the main reason is that Mom can run this mill. I can put the wood on it and supply it, and while I'm running the other one, so we can, we can get more wood milled in the same amount of time. So why not? Would I prefer to have two bandsaw mills? Yes. But I'd also like to someday have some sort of projects where I could maybe haul that chainsaw mill out too, where I wouldn't want to take this bandsaw mill. It's kind of a pain in the ass to take apart, but maybe that chainsaw mill might come apart, head into the bush with me somewhere on some unique build project at some point in time. That'd be fun, right? I almost forgot. The missus asked me to bring back some firewood after playing around at the sawmill today. And if I didn't do that, I might have a hard time getting fed tonight. So I'm gonna get some firewood real quick. And I know I've said it before, but in case I don't say it often enough, don't do anything the way I do it. It's dangerous. Wear your proper cutting pants, all that shit. It's important because chainsaws can be dangerous. Well, there's my day in a nutshell. I've got multiple piles of logs. I've got some balsam, some spruce, and cedar mixed in here. Got more softwood there, some more on a trailer there. And then this big old pile to work through here is 16 foot. And I got some big projects coming. I got to do a bunch of renovations to stuff around the property here. And then I'd also like to build a couple things and sell them. Why not? That's the kind of stuff I like to do. I mean, it's either that or I could go work for somebody else. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but that idea doesn't really spark my interest. So thanks for tuning in. We're glad to be back. And we'll start putting out some more content and get into some more cool builds. See you soon.